Hello everyone, Nolan Schmidt here, and it's been a while since I made a video, but I think this time there's an exception for this, and I think everyone's wondering about one thing, what this video is about, if you haven't read the title already. Yes folks, I got the Black Cauldron on Blu-ray, which this release actually comes exclusively from the Disney Movie Club, which means you have to be a member to get this little baby. So, about this release, this little release came out early this month, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. I know many others have. So, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this release. So, about this release, if y'all can see, this is the full front of the movie, side and the back, and as you can tell, there are two bonus features on here. There we go. Pretty much, it's two of the same bonus features that were on the 25th anniversary DVD, which I have right here. As you can see, they use the same artwork on the front and on the back. So, about this release. So, here are the good things. The good thing about this release, it uses a brand new transfer of the film that was actually used for the Disney Plus release, as well as the new digital storefront releases. So that's a good thing. Despite the digital storefronts and Disney Plus being 4K, with this being a regular Blu-ray, it is in regular 1080p. But even then, it still looks magnificent. I mean, it's really, really good. And plus, if you haven't seen my previous video, where I talked about Death Thunder's Studios video about that he made when he found one of my older videos talking about Brian's petition. He noted about the one part of the video I talked about that he did like a comparison of the different versions of the film, and one of them is the Disney Plus version, which uses a new transfer, and unlike the 2010 25th anniversary DVD, you actually get more picture from this, and actually it's seen pretty much, the new transfer shows more picture, and it's actually some of it that hasn't been seen since the original release when it was shown in 70mm in 1985. So, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's very noticeable too, having watched the DVD version for 11 years. And pretty much, the audio is actually pretty good too. It's like there are some moments on the DVD where I could barely hear moments, but this one you could hear the full audio. And that's really good. Really good. And of course, what's interesting about this, the special features on this, is that it's probably from what I've been told by Brian, this is the first exclusive release on Disney Movie Club that actually had bonus features. And pretty much, it's definitely worth to have in your Blu-ray collection if you still collect physical media. I know that for those that prefer their stuff in 4K, the only way you can watch it in 4K is either on Disney Plus, or if you buy it on any of the digital storefronts like iTunes, Amazon, etc., and everything else. Those are the goods about this release. Now to the cons. The cons, well, hate to say it, but it is the the bonus features because, like I said, there's only 2 of the bonus features from the old DVD release, and that's the Fairfolk alternate scene and the Trick or Treat short that features Donald Duck and his nephews that are on the DVD. Which the DVD had 2 games, which honestly I didn't care for, and the only other thing on there was actually really good on this was the still frame gallery, which had a lot of the behind the scene pictures and everything else, which was actually pretty cool in my opinion. I know many people are probably wondering, well, what about the other deleted scenes? And personally, I'm going to say this right now, and even Brian and I talked about this a while back. We kind of figured that more than likely we may never see those deleted scenes at all. The deleted scenes that were completely animated, that were cut because they were objectionable or there was other stuff in there. And honestly, that's the thing. The only other con about this release, and honestly, this is going to go directly to Disney, and this is something that's been bothering me for 11 years. Why on earth did this take 11 years to happen, Disney? Why did it take 11 years for this to finally come out? Because honestly, the fact that we had this come out in 2010 and we had to wait until 2021 for this to happen is inexcusable. The fact that a new transfer of the film happened just last year for its 35th anniversary, I believe. Yeah, 35th anniversary. Which is nice, but the fact that it took that long and we had to wait for it to the point where several people had to write a petition. And clearly the petition showed how many people wanted the film on Blu-ray, with or without deleted scenes. You know, I get that there's people that don't like this movie. I get that. I really get that. There are people that love this movie. It is a cult classic, and honestly, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, it is one of Disney's most misunderstood films. Because the fact is that this movie actually brought in a lot of firsts for Walt Disney Animation Studios. First off, it was one of the first Disney animated films to have CGI. It was the first Disney film to be in 70mm since Sleeping Beauty. And from a question that Brian asked Joe L for me, was that it was one of the first Disney films to be done mostly by the newer animators. So there was a lot of new people working on this thing. And a lot of the names that worked on this film are very recognizable today. More than likely, Disney doesn't really care about this movie. I could probably get the heads of Disney don't care about this movie. I believe that mostly the people that actually worked their butts off to make this are the ones that actually care about it. And I honestly don't doubt that at all. You know, the fact that the first release of this movie didn't happen until 1998. I still have my old VHS. My mother bought this for me when it came out. And to this day, I still own this. there is just so much stuff about the Black Cauldron that works out. I mean, it's definitely has grown a cult following over the years, and heck, I wouldn't be shocked if there are people still trying to collect a lot of stuff of the Black Cauldron. Just recently, a while back, I got this. This is a original press release for the Black Cauldron that I bought off of eBay for almost $40. It still has all the picture stuff and all the stuff for the newspapers to use. And honestly, I love this thing. And I know that I will take good care of this baby. It's absolutely beautiful. It is. And I'm so glad that I bought this. Found it and bought it. And now it's within my movie memorabilia collection. But there is a good side to this. Just recently, and I gotta pull up my phone for this. Yesterworld Entertainment actually released a brand new video talking about the Black Cauldron, called "The Troubled History of the Black Cauldron and the Lost Cutscenes Revealed." I'm gonna put a link to the video in the description below. Pretty much, he talked about what I honestly, this is probably one of the best videos that I watched for based around the Black Cauldron, because there was a lot more details about the production than I've heard in any other video. And honestly, he did a good job. And from in the video, there's one part where he does reveal what the Black Cauldron could have been if there were scenes that weren't cut. And I won't ruin that for you. You just have to watch the video. And I think pretty much his video is going to be the best thing we'll ever get to know what was in those cut scenes, despite the previously knowledgeable stuff that's been out there, like the Cauldron Burn scene, the music cuts, and everything else. For those that want to have the Black Cauldron on Blu-ray, it's now available on Disney Movie Club. If you prefer having it in 4K, you can watch it on Disney Plus, or you can get it on any of the digital storefronts, Amazon, iTunes, and any other storefront that I can't really think of. But yeah. Do I recommend the Blu-ray release if you prefer Blu-ray? Yes, I do. I do say it's definitely it just, from what I'm gonna say is, the only things that it does have is the Fair Folk alternate scene and the Trick or Treat short. So that's the only bonus features you'll get from this. But if you just want it for the movie itself, I would say yes, go ahead and get it. Honestly, it's probably the one of the best ways to watch the Black Cauldron now, besides Disney Plus and the digital storefront, what they have in digital storefronts. I mean, that's all I can say.